Hello, friends. I hold two books in my hands here. One is titled Only Yesterday, and the other is titled Voices from the Edge. These two books have been released by the Delhi Poetry Slam. I recently had the honor of participating in their Wingworth poetry competition. Though my poems did not win any prizes, two of my poems have been published in these books. Now I'm going to read these two poems out to you. I hope you enjoy these poems. So here we go. The first one I'm reading is from the book titled Only Yesterday, and the poem is titled An Ode to All Mothers. This poem is dedicated to all mothers who giving birth in the war-torn Gaza Strip. It is a pretty moving poem. Please do listen. I hope you enjoy it. The dark clouds hovering in the sky burst with a loud and ominous roar, pelting the earth with huge drops of pure snow and pure water and heavy snow. A woman walked with broken steps to find a lone corner or a war shelter to give birth to a baby girl who wanted to come out of her womb early. She had to keep a promise she had made to a little one that should bring her out into the world, even if it meant giving up her life. Suddenly, in the distance, she could hear the noise of heavy shelling and gunfire. She immediately stopped in her tracks, not daring to move forward or back. The sound of firing came closer. Now she could see the enemy soldiers dimly as they moved forward rapidly. Soon they were right in front of her. She did not shrivel in front of the enemy. She did not beg for sympathy or pity. She stood with her head held high and looked at them straight in the eye. The leader of the men moved forward. He took hold of her hand and said, "Come with me, dear lady, my dear lady." He gently led her to a wooden shack nearby. She was made to lie down on a rickety bed. Soon an army doctor attended to her. After a lot of pain and struggle, she heard a cry and was soon holding in her arms a bundle of joy. The leader of the men came back into the room and smiled at her. She looked at him in wonder and asked, "Why did you help an enemy of your country?" "Don't make any mistake about it, lady," said he. "I'll be court-martialed for this. But when they asked me the question you just asked, I too will say I was born from a mother's womb." Thank you, friends. This is my first poem. This was published in Only Yesterday. You heard it. Now I'll recite the poem from the second book, which is titled Voices from the Edge. Now, this poem is titled A Mermaid Speaks Philosophy. So here we go. I stood waist deep in the waters of the raging sea on a rainy day. Ahead of me were massive waves. I knew if I did not turn back now, the waves would swallow me whole. I had just cremated my beloved soulmate of more than 40 years of my life. I knew not how to live without her. I did not know east from west, nor did I know south from north. All I knew was that I had to put an end to my miserable and everlasting existence. I took another step forward, right into a gigantic and raging wave that came rushing in to swallow me. As my body rose with the wave, suddenly my soulmate's loving face appeared right in front of me. It was surrounded by a halo that made her beautiful face look divine. She said to me, "Why are you doing this, my dear? Did I not tell you my love?" that I will always be with you, whether I live or die. My love for you will always be alive. My eyes took her in fully as a voice echoed in my ears. What I saw made me gasp in surprise, for I saw that the woman who spoke to me was a mermaid. She said smilingly, "Yes, I have come to you in a different body, so that you can realize the universal truth. The body may perish, my dear, but the soul lives on forever. It does not have a form or shape. It is universal and everlasting. It lives on and never dies." So she said and disappeared into the sea. I turned back and away from the waters with renewed vigor and energy. Finally, I made it to the shore and flopped down on the wet sand. I had learned a lesson and a profound truth which removed the curtain of ignorance from my mind. I had to fight on with life and never give up on it till my lungs breathed air and my heart pumped blood. I hope you enjoyed that. Maybe I had gone a little fast, but still, I hope you enjoyed these two poems. And thank you so much, Delhi Poetry Slam, once again, for publishing these two poems which I had submitted to the Wingword Poetry Competition. Thank you so much.